All right, so Beth, CJ, yes, it did. When we first got here, we saw a lot of the smoke. Now, if I step out of the way a little bit, you can see just the flames on one side of the 101. The 101 is currently shut down. So if you're heading from north to south at the 101, and then all the way down to Winchester Canyon Road, these flames and this smoke just making it too dangerous for people to be on the 101. Last time I talked with the Santa Barbara County Fire, they were estimating about 600 acres had burned, and they were estimating or projecting that it could get up to as much as 1,000 acres, and they were anticipating it getting possibly to the ocean, and that is what we saw. When we drove up here, we saw that flames had jumped over the 101 on the ocean side, the south side of the 101, and that was part of the closure.
Last night in Santa Barbara, this was southbound Highway 101 on-ramp at Garden Street. Terrible crash right into the concrete barrier there where you go up to get onto the freeway. CHP and firefighters arriving, but it was just too late to save the people inside. It was right around 6:15 last night. You could see the smoke from miles away as it was going up into the air, very visible, especially during the evening commute. First responders and Good Samaritans were trying to help get the people out of that car before crews arrived, but it all just happened too fast. The crash does remain under investigation, and the names of those killed have not yet been released. 4 people dead, 2 separate accidents on the 101 west of Goleta. The first was reported about 2 a.m. on the 101 northbound at Winchester Canyon Road, where 1 driver died. The second accident about 25 minutes later, 2:25 a.m., resulting in 3 fatalities. It appears that a wrong-way driver was responsible for that crash. Both accidents are under investigation by law enforcement this morning. The second crash, which you're seeing right now, those vehicles all charred up, both bursting into flames after the crash, and that fire did spread to the brush on the side of the road. County Fire got that out without much of a problem. Caltrans has the 101 shut down in both directions.
Oscar winner and Oscar nominee Penelope Cruz arrived in a Chanel gown and made time for her fans. Supporters of Ukraine gave her a sunflower. Her tribute happens to coincide with International Women's Day.
It's a beautiful celebration, and we still have a lot to do, but we're there celebrating each other.
And that's the talent of an extraordinary actor.
After he made his way into the theater, fans shared their stories of seeing him in person.
We asked Jane Campion to ask Benedict to sign this, and so Jane came over and took it over to him, and he did sign it. I have his buddy Tom Hiddleston's signature, and now his signature, and I can now go frame it and put it up on my wall.
It's just amazing, and I love her so much, and I wish I could tell her that today.
Elaine Bertado says English is her second language and thanks Stewart and her Twilight co-star for that.
I'm from Brazil, so I learned English because of her and Robert Pattinson.
We shared Bertado's story with Stewart.
I feel the exact same way when I see people outside like that. We make movies in order to feel visible and feel seen and stronger because of it, and it's so mutual. We definitely have. I'm having the same experience, so thank you to whoever may feel that way.
And sadly, as we were leaving tonight, Bertado gestured that she was not able to meet Stewart in person. But that's an experience that will stay with her for the rest of her life.
In order to move from indoors to outdoors to comply with new county guidelines, they've gotten approval to hold classes in the morning before La Cumbre Plaza even opens.
The higher you go on Refugio Road, the more you see the vast amount of loose rocks and burnt vegetation from the fire. With any kind of significant rain here, this will come down and block roads and overrun creeks.
When it comes to the U.S. national team, competition is cutthroat out here on the water, as only 1 male will make it to the Olympics.
And if you like this, you should see what they do on Halloween. In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter Tracy Ware. If you headed to the shore today, you may have noticed astronomical tides. Our videographer Alex Zauner shows us what it looked like today.
That is awesome!
Ocean tides happen because of the pull of mostly the moon, but also the sun, and they can cause basically the ocean to bulge, and that's your high tides and low tides.
But more than anything, it's the lineup, when they're all lined up in a perfect row, so to speak, and it causes just an abnormally really high tide. So I think it'll be a 7 foot above normal high tide.
We had a king tide coffee gathering. So we brought some boiling water down and brewed up some coffee and tea. And we've been having some great conversations here while watching the tide.
So we came from Sound to Campus Bound and come back. So it's a total of 3-hour walk, I think. And also because we stopped at the pool to find stuff.
One of the other girls who were walking on the beach, she gave me a shark egg. I think we're looking at the leopard sharks, the ones that swim around here.
Oh my God! I haven't found one in like a good year, but you could probably find one every day if you just flip over a whole bunch of rocks.
Hermit crab I found. Let me see. Is it in there? Oh yeah, it's a tiny little crabby.
I really like it out here because there's so many different things that you can find. You never find the same two things, and if you do catch an octopus, just be really careful. It's a wild animal. It's not a pet.
When a fiesta spirit dancer wears a dress made by Maria de Los Angeles, it really makes an impression, and sometimes the seamstress cries tears of joy.
I cried when I saw one of the dancers. She looked adorable, and I started crying.
Due to the pandemic, the seamstress couldn't watch the spirit competition in person. Now, with restrictions eased, things will be different during Old Spanish Days events in August. Savannah Hoover was chosen as junior spirit. She will be wearing more than half a dozen dresses made by Maria, including this white gown.
Ready? Wow. You gotta make it look nice and pretty and make the dancer able to dance.
Maria considers the design a collaboration.
Let me check the length.
You kind of see it as like a piece of fabric at first, and then you can see the very ending when the whole dress is made, and it's really beautiful.
Maria and I collaborate really well together. I do all the design elements of it on paper, but she often, has to say, Daniela, like these sleeves aren't gonna work.
Oh, I have a question.
It begins with a sketch by Savannah's dance teacher, whose brother was the only male junior spirit in the history of Fiesta.
He's working a little bit with our junior spirit on a special dance to present during Fiesta.
Maria is also making more than 60 other dresses for flamenco dancers, including these in deep purple.
Very excited because purple is one of my favorite colors. And also the design with the low back and everything, and the lace just is really pretty.
Oh my God. Working really hard, like 18 hours every day, even with 2 helpers, because it's a lot of work.
Maria also comes to the rescue during wardrobe malfunctions.
I have ripped a lot of dresses before. Sometimes you have to learn to pull up your skirt before sitting down, and sometimes when your arms go up, sometimes it rips.
Maria is a miracle worker. And when we got the dress a week before the spirit auditions, it did not fit properly. So Maria is, again, a miracle worker and created this dress to become a regular dress.
She's talking about a flamenco dress bought in Spain with a long train and a special name.
The bata. Oh, it's one dress? It's one long dress.
Maria learned to sew in Mexico when she was a young mother. Here in Santa Barbara, between March and August, her Fiesta creations are the majority of her business. Her Santa Barbara shop feels intimate as dancers come and go for fittings year after year.
One of the dancers, I've been making her dresses since she was 5 years old, and now she's 18.
Dancers like to recognize her style.
Long sleeves and lace, yes, and lace, and really bright colors.
Except for the all-white ones, only worn by spirit title holders. The dancers say the dress can really make a performance.
I think Maria is really sweet and she's very creative and has so many ideas that just make fiestas so enjoyable, because to have a really good fiestas you have to like your dress a lot.
And they think Maria's love for them is on full display.
I just know that she's really happy, and that makes me really happy, because usually what I look forward to is seeing the joy on everyone's faces.
Sometimes that extra spark leads to waterworks.
Every time the Spirit or Junior walks out on this stepping stool in their finalized pequeña dress, we have tears in our eyes every single time.
This one. Look how lucky she is.
So she is amazing, and she doesn't just do fiesta work. She's an incredible seamstress with a very amazing attention to detail, and I think that makes her really special and unique.
Oh my gosh. Yes, very stretchy.
This is truly a sneak peek, as no one is supposed to see her in white before opening night.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter Tracy Lair.